Welcome back to Black Sheep Tarot. And if you are a black sheep, welcome to your home, away from home. All right, I did something a little different today. I separated the court cards from the major arcanas and the lesser arcanas, right? So we are going to start off with number one card, which is the Six of Cups, all right? The six of Cups is about being happy, right? It looks like two children, right? It's about childhood memories, you know, innocence, that kind of thing, you know, reaching out to others with love and compassion. The next card, number two, is the Six of Pentacles, right? It's giving, right? Sharing your success with others brings more success, right? That's pretty much what it is. There's two people, you know, kind of like, hey man, help me out. And he's like, why? Sure, I have enough, right? For sharing. All right. You're sharing your wealth. It's about fairness. All right. And then we have the Ace of Cups. All right. That's a hand from the divine, the Lord, the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? It's about opening your heart and receiving the love around you, the kindness from others, you know? That's what this is about. Having love and compassion for other people, like card number two, right? With the Six of Pentacles there. You know, it's about giving, new feelings, spirituality, right? Maybe a proposal or a baby, all right? And then we have card number four, okay? And to me, card number four is the Seven of Pentacles, meaning there's still work to be done. You know, he looks a little tired. He's like, man, I need me a break, man. I'm looking at all the hard work I put into this. I'm just a little tired. Maybe I need some water, you know. Maybe I need to look back at the things that I've achieved with with the things that I was doing in my childhood, and I made some money, and I was giving and taking and receiving, and I have a new opportunity, and here I am looking back, right? Right? Because card number two, right? He's looking back. He's looking to the west. He's looking back at his memories. He's looking back at, I remember when I needed things, so I'm going to give to you because I remember my childhood. I remember I didn't come from a good family, and there was things that I needed to change, right? So card number four, okay, is looking back, right? And what you've achieved, what you learned, right? You're setting goals, right? You've persevered through the traumas of life, you know, because life is traumatic, right? You invested in yourself, all right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the overall energy of this whole thing here is basically I'm going to put a card up here because this is going to be the Death card. Okay? The Death card. Death card is about transformation. So the four cards basically show your progress through life. And the major arcana, which is the Death card, right? One of the major arcanas is death, is transformation, right? So we need to transform to get to the next level, right? Because card number seven is like, man, I still have some work to do. And that's okay. All right? So we need to transform. What am I talking about? We need to change everything about us to be able to transform. That means leaving your old habits behind. leaving your old friends behind. Okay? You need to end things, to have new beginnings, to change. If you don't change, nothing changes. Okay? Maybe you came from a abusive home, and like for me, I started drinking at a very young age because alcohol was readily available at my home. And if I wanted to change my life completely, I had to get rid of everything I used to be. Womanizing, drug addiction, right? Drug addiction, P-Hub addiction. I had to change all that to be where I'm at today. And that's basically the energy today, okay? And who are we talking about? Like I said, I separated all the major arcanas from the court cards and the lesser arcana. So who are we talking about? We are talking about a Queen of Pentacles at the moment. You see, this is the person we're talking about. Right here. Right? Is this Queen of Pentacles. You know, do you think you've reached your full potential? Or do you feel that you still have much more to achieve? Okay? Remember, if we want to go to the next level, new levels, new devils, okay? Right? And we do things differently in this channel because we do things like Carl Jung, right? What are we talking about? His 12 archetypes. We all have them, you know? Maybe you're the explorer. Maybe your lover is the lover archetype. Or maybe your dad is the ruler archetype. Maybe your mother is the innocent archetype. Things like that. That's what we're talking about. And another thing we talk about here in this channel is the 7 deadly sins. You know, like lust, greed, sloth, all right, gluttony, those things. That's what we're going to be talking about. So it's about changing who you are to get to the next level. This person here, this lady sitting on her throne, all right, has gone through a process, and she had to change to be successful where she is, because the 9 of Pentacles is about nurturing. All right, she's supportive. She focuses on the home, to have family success and abundance. So you can't be in this position having all your bad behavior, all right? We all have room to grow. And I'm not saying this person's perfect. This person suffers with greed. It's about money, right? Right? All right? We have number 2 card was the 6 of Pentacles. And then the very last card is the 7 of Pentacles. And this energy here, being man or woman, is in the Queen of Pentacles. So greed is an excessive pursuit of material goods. Clarity cures greed by putting the desire to help others above about storing up treasures for oneself. All right. This person's archetype is the orphan. All right. Carl Jung. That's what I'm talking about. The orphan. The orphan archetype walks around with open wounds. They feel betrayed and disappointed. They want other people to take charge of their life. When no one does, they feel disappointed. They tend to spend time with people who feel just like them. The orphan often plays the victim. They pretend to be innocent. The innocent has a cynical side and manipulative talent. All right? Because there's no wrong answer here. If, you know, because the question is, do you think you've reached your full potential? There is no wrong question here, right? You know where you're at. The truth is that your full potential is constantly a moving target, right? All right? That's the framework here. One that gets further away as you progress towards it. New levels, new devils, right? The better question to ask yourself might be, how can we continue continually expand our potential? How can we make ourselves so much more than we currently are and become closer to everything we could be? We all have we all have plans, we all have hopes, we all have a dream. Maybe you want to own your own business. Maybe you want to start your own moving company. Whatever it is, right? To help you answer these questions, there's a guide that will define potential and provide you with a number of mechanisms, for example, right? Are you ready to discover how to reach your full potential and become the best version of your authentic self? Authentic, all right? That means you don't care what other people think, okay? You're no longer afraid to talk to people, all right? You're no longer have limiting beliefs, okay? Define your potential. You might have heard the phrase, you're not living up to your full potential. Hey, we've all heard it. Sooner or later, we've all heard it, right? Right? But what does that really mean? What is potential in a person? And how can we live up to its fully, right? Another way to ask this is, how much are we really capable of? The potential of an individual is qualified by aspirations combined with determination to reach their potential. What are you willing to cut out of your life? Your parents, your friends, your drug addictions? What are you willing to give up, right? To reach your full potential. Each individual must exist in alignment with their highest self, and believe in their destiny for more, all right? If you're not where you want to be, dream big. We are so terrified sometimes of failure. I know I used to, definitely. Some of us don't like being uncomfortable, right? And criticism that we write off our hopes and dreams before we even dare to try, because people are going to say this or that. Okay? I started a YouTube channel. People laugh, people poke fun. They didn't give me likes, making fun of me. But guess what? I didn't care, because I knew what I wanted to do. All right? This is like my second or third channel, because I'm learning as I'm going. I do childhood trauma. All right? My parents were narcissists, so narcissistic abuse, and all other traumas. Okay, and that's why I made this channel here. It's just a couple weeks old. We must have sunk into a pattern of playing not to lose so much that we have forgotten how to play to win. And that's part of why we don't reach our full potential. We do forget, But something critical to remember is that we always have a choice when it comes to expanding our potential. We can choose, and making the decision is hugely empowering, both for our personal growth and potential expansion. That is so very true. My videos sucked at the beginning, but who cares, right? Who cares? Like I said, people were making fun. People were pointing fingers, and girls laughing, and people laughing, and look at this clown. This is what happened to you. Let's pick on you because of your trauma. By understanding you have a choice when it comes to your potential, you set yourself up for success. Once you made this decision, you can then make the next step, which is defining your potential. To do so, begin by asking yourself the following questions, okay? When you're present and calm, letting your mind wander, what can you imagine for yourself in your future? You know, my future includes a pretty little thing. I've been single for a while, and I'm looking for a partner. And, you know, maybe moving. I don't know, something like that. You know, that's years from now, but it's still my dream and it's still my hope. If you had no limitations, self-imposed or otherwise, what path would you take right now, right? If you were confident, you had the patience and persistence to succeed, what would you attempt? If you didn't have to worry about what anyone else would think, what future would you seek? I got rid of all my parents. Excuse me, I don't have a lot of parents. I got rid of my parents. I got rid of my family. I got rid of my old friends, my old drug addictions. I'm not perfect. Like this energy here, there's room for transformation, okay? The answer to these questions will help you define what you could be. And by doing so, you put yourself in the best possible position to achieve it. How to unleash your full potential, okay? This is something that Oprah Winfrey said once. You are not your circumstances. You're not. I have some circumstances right now that I really have no control over, but I still decide to wake up, go to the gym, be happy, be kind to people, right? Giving and taking, right? Because I remember my childhood like card number 1, and I'm at card number 2, giving and receiving kindness and love to other people. There's other people who have it worse than I do, okay? You are your possibilities, not your circumstances, okay? If you know that, you can do anything. That's what Oprah said. Now that you know how to define potential, you can choose to unleash it with changes to your mindset, your routines, your daily habits. How are your daily habits? Are you waking and baking? Are you waking and drinking? Or are you getting home and getting drunk? That was me, right? My mindset was about my childhood trauma. I was a victim of those things and this and that and blah, 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 until I'm like, hey man, that was a long time ago. Right? So how can we develop a growth mindset? Okay, I had to. The growth exists on the other side of your comfort zone. That is so very true. That is so very true. When it comes to achieving full potential, mindset is key. And once you establish a growth mindset, there's no stopping you. Just Google growth mindset. I'm sure it will come up, right? Because, you know, the American psychologist, Dr. Carroll, developed the concept of a growth mindset based on her belief that you can cultivate intelligence and skills through hard work. A growth mindset fosters a passion for expanding your knowledge to become the best version of yourself. That is so very true. I had to read about childhood trauma. I had to read about what happened to me. I had to read about narcissists and how children felt of narcissistic parents. I was a narcissist myself too, okay? All right, there was a lot of things that I had to work on, okay, to be where I'm at today. Trust me. As we go through life, each experience we encounter has the potential to change our lives and the way we think. That is so very true. Kind of like heartache, kind of like betrayal and all those things. It's hard to get over. Trust me. Trust me. I just now this year chose to open up, to put someone in my life, to open up to the right person. I learned my skills on what type of women I don't put in my life. I had to learn those type of women because I had to learn how to read, how to read, but learn more about my trauma and how people with trauma think and respond to life. So I had to change my mindset, okay? Science backs this up according to Mindset Works. When you set yourself challenges to work towards, okay, just like last year, I said, this is the year. This is the year that I'm going to open up. This is the year that I'm going to be kinder to the people. This is the year that I'm going to be out there giving and receiving love from people. Okay? When you set yourself challenges to work towards, you are pushing the boundaries and in turn rewriting your brain. That is so true. So by setting goals and then achieving those goals, you're actually inching closer to achieving your full potential and changing yourself for the better in the process. Like when I made my first channel, people were laughing. Look at this guy, ha ha ha. You know, girls were laughing, guys were laughing, pretty girls were laughing. Okay? Hey man, I had to suck it up. I had to say, you know what? I believe in myself. I believe that I have the potential to change for the better. Rather than simply just shooting for the moon, setting small goals as stepping stone is vital to make, take you where you wish to be. Like before I started my channel, I need this much money. I need this kind of phone. I need these kind of things. Blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And then I set those goals, and then I met those goals, and then I started my channel, and I met those goals. And, you know, I wasn't going to let people, the naysayers, keep making fun and putting me down, and I was, you know, they wanted me to give up, you know, because that's what people want you to do around you. You know, they want you to give up because that means that if you get better, they have to get better. Because they're going to say, oh, well, you got better. What's wrong with me? Furthermore, by harnessing a growth mindset, you'll be equipped to find beauty in hard work. And these little steps require as you inch closer to achieving your full potential. You see, that's what I did. Okay? I did a year of my childhood trauma. You know, I had haters. Nobody would like my content, you know, they wouldn't share it, but they were just there collecting information to poke fun, to call me names and things like that. But guess what? I said F them all. Okay? Because we can't be too rigid, right? Don't get lost in routine. Establishing a healthy routine can be an excellent tool for reaching your full potential. However, routines can also have the opposite effects if they cause you to stagnate. The tendency to get lost in a routine is always possible. Let's say, for example, that you have committed to the same pattern for the past several years and discover comfort is doing so. You're content, breezing through life and simply existing within your comfort zone, right? I was drinking, right? I was drinking, smoking weed. It was my comfort zone. I didn't want to let anybody in. F them. I'm single, blah, blah, blah. Well, I had to change all that, right? But you're yearning for change and improvement. And I was. My soul, my higher self was saying, dude, you need to change. This can be a career change. It was. The desire to see a new country, or perhaps even learning a language. Regardless of the change, you know that you're craving it. Your higher self is telling you, if you're depressed, you're not where you want to be. If you're anxious, you're not reaching your full potential. Okay? So what do? Right? How do you free yourself from the bonds of comfort and routine? Look critically at your routine, right? Pick it apart. Try to parse out what can be changed to ensure that you're always moving forward. If it's not working, discard it or change it. Just like I've made different channels. They weren't working, so I changed them. And if that change feels scary, then that's even more of a signal that you should do it. Like this year, I am talking to ladies. I just met this lady just today. Her name was Victoria. Sweet little thing. You know, I talked to several people at the gym already today because I'm putting myself out there, okay? Because I want to change, all right? Because I want to seek support and grow and thrive, right? As you work towards reaching your full potential, it is essential to have an environment of supportive people in your corner. And that's what I'm looking for. A pretty little young thing. She doesn't have to be gorgeous. She doesn't have to be the most beautiful, because I already did that. And guess who wants those women? Everybody, every man out there. All right. I'm looking for a person or an environment of supportive people in my corner. People often struggle to ask for help. I know that was me. I'll do it all myself. See, I also had things to change. Maybe you suffered with that. People often struggle to ask for help. We hear the voices in our heads that say, don't be needy, or don't impose. Don't be a pain in the arse for somebody else, right? And we feel afraid to get the support we need when we need it. But you don't, right? You don't get what you don't ask for, right? Right. That's why this year I changed a lot of things. That's why last year I wrote my goals down. And this channel is part of my new goal. You see what I'm saying? I started this new channel. It's part of my goals for 2024. All right? The next goal is putting a lovely person in my corner. Okay? It's scary. All right? You know how the media out there, oh, no one wants to be tied down with someone. I beg to differ. There's so many beautiful people, men and women, who want to be with people. They want to find love. That's what I want. I hope that that's what you want too. But you don't get what you don't ask for, right? Don't be afraid to reach out to those around you and ask for advice, guidance, or to fuel your drive. Their support will help you get one step closer to your destination of your higher self. That's what we're talking about. Remember, no man's an island, right? I had to learn that, okay? Because no one does it alone. It takes a village, as they say, right? Right? Nobody thrives in isolation. That is so true. Even the most successful people use coaches, mastermind groups, mentors, and their personal support network. Another thing that I started doing again this year is reading. You see? So there's things that I'm already actively doing. And it's what? The 20th, maybe, of January? I'm already on the roll because I'm going to accomplish my goals that I set for myself this year, right? Your relationship with your inner circle shapes who you become. So choose your circle wisely. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking to these ladies. I'm acquiring about their childhood. Are they giving and taking? Do they believe in love? What things are they working on? Like a card number 4. Is there things that you need to work on? How can you and I work together to be successful, to end up in this position right here with the queen? How can her and I work together, right? Right? Because I desire someone that both can focus on our goals. A life with purpose and meaning helps you reach your full potential daily. Ask yourself, what are your life goals? What do you wish to achieve in a lifetime? By establishing long-term goals, okay? I have this whole year. See? Last year, I started my channel on childhood trauma. This is my other channel that I started this year. You know exactly where you hope to be and create a framework to get you there. This, in turn, provides you with the motivation to excel. By attaching actionable steps to each goal, you will know exactly what you need to do daily to stay on track. I already talked to some people, I've been talking to some ladies, You know, I've noticed some ladies are like, I'll date you, I'll dump my boyfriend, here's my daughter, kind of thing. You know, stay on track, hit your targets, and ultimately unleash your full potential. The SMART framework is an ideal tool to help you establish actionable, valuable, and achievable goals. It states that every goal should have 5 elements. Each goal should be, okay? Write these down, okay, if you want, or just rewind. Whatever you want, rewind. This is no tape. What am I talking about? Be kind, rewind. I don't know who remembers that. Anyways, be specific. That's one thing. Remember, it's an acronym, SMART, okay? The S stands for being specific. I wanted to start a channel with childhood trauma and tarot. So here I am. Measurable is M. A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. So that's SMART, okay? Another thing to keep in mind when considering your goal is to ensure you have the right balance between difficulty and outcome. Research has found that reaching your full potential requires a push beyond easy goals. In contrast, unattainable goals that exceed your ability will lead to failure and disappointment. It sure will. For the best results, set moderately complex goals that challenge you without overwhelming you. Identifying the setting goals is the focus that drives you towards reaching your full potential and the doing all it takes to get there. What does that mean? Well, when I was doing, last year, when I was doing my childhood trauma, I learned more about tarot. Okay, I studied more on tarot. I watched videos on tarot. I practiced on tarot. I tried to learn a word from each card. It's like 78 cards or so. That's a lot of words to learn. Some of them have like 8 different words in there. So, it's not easy, So I started this channel and here I am. Master your fundamental practices. You see? I was making my other channel and I practiced the tarot. In his podcast, neuroscience professor and podcast host, Dr. Andrew Huberman, shares some great insight into how to master your fundamental practices. These include getting a good sleep at night. Yes, sir. Okay, that's why I have no children. I don't want anyone with children. No offense to anyone who does. All right. Go to bed at the same time every night. All right. I want a female that doesn't want children. Okay. Exposing your eyes to sunlight, ideally within an hour of waking up. Sun gazing, probably. Dealing with stress. Huberman recommends breathing work. Like long, deep breathing exercises, among other psychological tools, as a useful method of controlling stress. What I do is I go to the cemetery and meditate. I go for a walk at this cemetery. I meditate at the cemetery. Why? Because there's green, there's birds, there's grass, there's flowers, there's water, there's nature. Get out of the house, okay? Increasing your stress threshold through cold immersion, such as ice bath and cold showers. I hate those, by the way. I did that. Oh, I love my hot water though. But my brother does the cold showers more than I do, to be honest with you. This also floods your brain and body with the motivation chemicals dopamine, which can help you focus for hours immediately following exposure of the cold water. Finally, limit light exposure in the evening to prepare for a good night rest. Turn the TV off. I'm very bad at this. I sleep with the TV on, okay? Okay? All right? Just being honest. I always do. I've always had. I need something on, okay? You undoubtedly know what it feels like to wake up having not slept well the night before and how this drastically affects your performance in work and life. By mastering the day in and day out fundamental basics that your body and mind requires, you put yourself in the best possible space for achieving everything that you've set out to achieve. Never stop dreaming, okay? Or setting new goals. Never do that, all right? All right? And I'm going to, at the end of this year, I know we're at the beginning, but at the end of this year, I'm going to have more goals. Reaching your full potential is a dance between passion and willpower. That's why I keep my life simple. I've been single for 13 years, okay? Sometimes we're unable to reach our potential due to the restraints we have placed on ourselves. I didn't put a certain female in my life. I didn't put any females in my life. I left them alone. I needed to correct my actions. I needed to learn more about childhood trauma. I needed to let the drugs go. I needed to learn to let the alcohol go. And you know how difficult that is. Yet we forget to put these restraints on in the first place. In order to progress forward, we first have to remember the limits we have put on ourselves, then habitually remove them. When you begin a task with an eye towards potential outcome, you limit the actions necessary to achieve that outcome. To remedy this, try to focus less on the result and more on the process. Keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what we learned in the military. Potential is a journey, not a destination. Work towards unleashing your potential continuously. Once you feel that you have accomplished your goal, set another one. What did I just say, right? I have several goals this year and I'm going to accomplish them. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to have another goal. All right. Whatever goal I have with this set person, we're going to have our own goals. I'm going to have my own goals. Okay. It is no secret that high achieving and successful individuals constantly thrive to improve even after reaching their peak. By consistently setting new goals after achieving existing ones, you continue the path of development and unlock new potential along the way. That's why I started reading. That's why I started this new channel. And I'm going to expand into putting a female in my life, okay? We're almost done here, people. We're almost done, okay? Expanding your potential means also expanding your knowledge. Read, learn more, learn constantly. Devote yourself to self-improvement and make sure that each goal you set lays the foundation for the next. And one of the most important things you will have to do is this last thing that I will mention, okay? I'm going to read you something from William Faulkner, okay, before I do this, okay? Always dream and shoot higher than you know you can do. Do not bother just to be better than your contemporaries, your peers, or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself. You see, people like to compete with other people. I compete with myself. That's it. I don't compete with people. And the final thing that I will say is when you're authentic, people will hate you. Trust me. I have been hated for many years because most people cannot be authentic. Most people don't have the tools. Most people are worried about what other people think. Most people worry about what their mama going to think or their daddy, okay? My final step here, okay? Become your authentic self. A person's authentic self is who they really are in their core, according to their values and beliefs. When you start living in alignment with your true self, you'll discover a deeper meaning to life. Your authentic self, getting to know your authentic self is one of the most powerful things you can do. That is so very true. People will think you're arrogant. People think that, who does this guy think he is? No, I just love myself. I am authentic uniquely me, and I'm not apologizing for it. So don't shy away from discovering who you truly are. When you learn to accept yourself with your flaws and everything that happened to you in your childhood and everything like that, while also wanting to strive for more, you'll experience significant shifts and feel your potential expand. Why not cultivate some self-love to get comfortable with who you truly are deep down? Getting raw and real with yourself can be challenging for some, as vulnerability comes at a price. It sure does, but it's worth it, as on the other side exists an abundance of limitless opportunities for growth towards your highest potential. Always remember to be yourself, please. Don't try to be someone you're not. Don't change yourself just to please others. It's your life. It's your one and only, and you're the creator of your story. So go out there and chase your dreams. Make them come true. Chase them down. Don't apologize for it. Okay? This is Mario with Black Sheep Tarot, and I encourage you to give me a like, to give me a subscribe, because you do deserve to be somewhere where someone believes in you. And this is the right channel for you. Till the next time, have a great day.